Good afternoon, dear members and dear friends. I am pleased and honored to be with you this afternoon as we explore the heart. It is quite fitting. It is quite fitting that we're doing so 3 days before Valentine's Day, a day where love is celebrated. In my humble opinion, we should celebrate love every single day. So let me begin with my slides. The rose of the inner sanctuary. In today's presentation, we will be examining three aspects relating to the heart: the emotional heart, the physical heart, and the mystical heart. It is our hope that as we explore this rose, we will be inspired to think, speak, and act from a place of love. We will be inspired to take better care of our physical heart, and we will be inspired to attune more often with our spiritual heart and follow its guidance. I would like to share with you two quotes from Mother Teresa. The first one says this: "Spread love everywhere that you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier." When I think of this quote, I think of the fact that as Rosicrucians, we know that we have an obligation to serve. And this is service. This is love in action. The second one: you can love all men perfectly if you love the one God in them all. This recognizes our divinity and the divinity of all humankind. And as we love each other, not the physical form, but the vital spark that is within us, we know that we are one, coming from the same source. And so, as I said, we'll be looking at the emotional heart. The heart has been recognized as a symbol of love. In this presentation, we're going to look at 4 of the types of love as defined by the Greeks. We will look at the physical heart, and again, we will look at the mystical heart. The emotional heart, the heart, symbol of love. The first type of love is eros, sensual, passionate love. The word comes from the Greek god of love, Eros, who was the son of Aphrodite. This type of love is what can be called love at first sight, being madly in love, based on physical attraction, sexual desire, and lust. It is often characterized as erratic, passionate, possessive, and it is highly superficial. It is the lowest form of love and cannot be sustained if it is not accompanied by other forms of love. The next one is philia, love between good friends. Aristotle believed that a person can bear goodwill if they are useful, pleasant, and virtuous. Friendship founded in mutual goodwill will have trust, reliability, and companionship. These are the friends of the heart. We call them sisters of the heart and brothers of the heart because we have so much in common and we care for one another and we want what is best for each other. We move on to storge love, and this is familiar love or the love between parents and children. This type of love is often unbalanced and dependent, which is entirely true of a parent's love for their newborn child, unconditional love for the child. This is the type of love that impacts the brain of children and teaches them how to love, teaches them how to interact with others. And so this is really, really important for children to grow up knowing that they're loved. The next one, and the last one, if we may say so, is agape love, unconditional love. This is the purest form of altruistic love, directed at humankind, at nature, or at God. It is like the unconditional love that God has for everyone. This kind of love manifests itself in selfless acts and act entirely out of love or concern for others, and not so much for ourselves. Agape love is not based on pleasant feelings. It is not based on physical or emotional attractiveness. This is truly love in action, a love that embodies selflessness, sacrifice, and unconditional care for others. Our beloved hearts call for us to embody love, to be of service to humankind. As Rosicrucians, we study the universal laws taught by the order so that we can be prepared to fulfill the obligation to serve others. Now, let us look at the physical heart. A major organ of the cardiovascular system, an amazing organ, central to life itself. It sustains and maintains the delicate balance of our physiological existence. It is the first functional organ to begin to form at about 3 weeks after conception. In fact, it is formed even before the brain is formed, and it starts to beat a couple of days later. Now, this heart will beat. It will start beating and pump blood, and it will do so until the very moment when we take our last breath. As Rosicrucians, we call death transition. And so at transition, when life ends, then at that time, the heart stops. And it's good to note that the brain may stop before the heart. And oftentimes people have brain injuries and there is no brain activity. But the activities of the heart will continue until the time of transition. What does the heart do? Let's look at the function of the heart. It pumps oxygenated blood that it receives from the lungs to every single part of the body, supplying it with oxygen, with nutrients, and vital life force. For us, the vital life force is the energy that vitalizes the body. It enters our bodies at birth when we take our first breath and leaves the body when we take our last breath. Science tells us that the heart beats about 60 to 70 times a second. And it pumps about 2,000 gallons of blood per day. Of course, it is recirculating the same blood over and over again. So what happens once the blood goes into the organs and into every part of the body? Well, it has supplied the body with what is needed. It goes back to the heart. Then that spent blood is sent to the lungs to be revitalized, to be reoxygenated, and it goes back to the heart. And the cycle continues until the very end of our lives. The heart also maintains our blood pressure. But the heart is so much more than a pump. And we know this because in the early 1990s, Dr. J. Andrew Armour discovered that the heart had what he termed a heart brain. This heart brain is composed of approximately 40,000 neurons, just like the neurons in the brain. And therefore, the brain has the ability to process, to learn, and to remember. It also has its own emotions. The brain does not direct the heart's activities. One would think it does, but it does not. Medical research has found that the heart sends more signals to the brain than vice versa. Now let us look at the communication between the heart and the brain. It is ongoing, with each organ continuously influencing the other organ. And how does it communicate? It communicates with the brain in several ways. Neurologically, through the transmission of nerve impulses. It communicates biochemically via hormones and neurotransmitters. It also communicates biophysically through pressure waves. energetically through electromagnetic field interactions. Now, the data that the heart sends to the brain significantly affects the brain. And let us see how. For example, for positive emotions, medical research has found that when the heart feels positive emotion, such as compassion, love, joy, that creates a harmonious pattern in the heart's rhythm. When this is transmitted to the brain releases chemicals that support healing and well-being. Then the brain's rhythm matches that of the heart. This is what is meant by heart-brain coherence, a state where the heart and the mind and the emotions are in harmony, resulting in optimal functioning of our bodily systems. Alternatively, negative emotions, such as anger, frustration, generates a disharmonious pattern in the heart's rhythm that is also transmitted to the brain. When the brain receives such data, it will be triggered to release hormones. Those hormones will cause many different kinds of symptoms, such as inflammation, and that will cause the heart and other organs to work harder, resulting in disease. In effect, this shows us clearly the power that we have to control what is happening in our bodies. The more we work on transmuting negative emotions into their positive counterpart, the healthier we would be. Now let's talk about magnetic fields. All living things, plants, animals, and humans, have a magnetic field that extends all around them. The heart is the most powerful source of electromagnetic energy in the body. And what is a magnetic field? Well, the magnetic field reflects what is happening in the body. I am sure that many of you has experienced approaching someone and felt the need to move away because of the negativity from the person's magnetic field. Whereas we would want to remain next to someone whose field was generating positive emotions. And that goes as well for us. When we feel negative emotions, people feel it and they want to move away. When we feel positive emotions, people want to be around us. And that is really important to understand how our emotions can affect others and other people's emotions can affect us. And what we would always aim to be and to do is to feel positive emotions that can affect another person positively. Now, let's look. This is a rendering of a person's magnetic field. As you see, there are two people. You see how they're actually intertwined. One goes into the right one goes into the left one goes into the right one. Well, negative emotions also create chaotic patterns in the heart's electromagnetic field, which creates a sense of disorder and disharmony that can be felt by others. On the other hand, positive emotions create coherent patterns in the heart's electromagnetic field, promoting a sense of calm and resilience. This energy, when harmonious, can be used to be of service to humanity by radiating light, love, peace, and well-being to others. This is what we are here to do, to be of service to humankind. And as we do that, we evolve, and humankind also evolves. Now, how do we care for our precious physical heart? Proper nutrition, food, the food that we eat and the drink that we eat provide the nutrients that our body needs. And when we eat proper food, and we drink clean water, that again allows the body to function properly. Adequate rest. It is when we rest that our muscles are repaired, that our organs are repaired, and it is important. Exercises. Exercises promote the well-being in our body at all times. It helps the heart. It sustains all of the organs in the body and strengthens them. And what we do want is we want a healthy body and a healthy heart and healthy organs. Now, as far as spiritual practices, they're the last but the most important thing. Meditation. Meditation is essentially very, very important. In the last 15 to 20 years, medical science has recognized the benefit that meditation can have on a person's health. In fact, in hospitals nowadays and in clinics, there are meditation rooms, there are Reiki healing practices, because they understand that when someone meditates, when someone prays, they're moved into a higher level of consciousness. And in that higher level of consciousness, they have access to wisdom. They have access to inspiration. They have access to peace profound because they're communing with the divine and they're able to overcome, they're able to handle the vicissitudes of life without resorting to stress and being upset. And so these are very important as we look at the health of our hearts and the health of our bodies. Gratitude. Gratitude magnifies what we already have. The more we are grateful, the more we are content. And a contented heart is a heart that is restful. It's a heart that is working well. As we conclude this section on the physical heart, let us take a moment to breathe deeply, if you would. Would you place your hand on your heart? Listen to your heartbeat. Your heart has been beating from the time that you were in the womb and will continue to beat. It works very hard to sustain our lives. So perhaps it's time now to take a moment and to feel it and to express our deep gratitude for all the work that it is doing day in and day out. And we might also want to commit to taking really good care of our hearts, to provide what it needs to function at optimum level. Let's take another breath and release it. And let us now move into our spiritual heart. And it is the most important part of the presentation. In doing so, we embark on a mystical journey into the center of our being, the place where we commune with the divine. It is the place where we go for inspiration, for wisdom, for peace. Let us now look at how the different traditions define the heart. Now, most people in Western societies believe that the heart is the seat of feelings, or emotions. However, mystics have always known that the heart was a sacred organ, the seat of consciousness. The heart in ancient Egypt. The Egyptians regarded the heart, called the Ib, as the most sacred organ of a human being. During mummification, the heart was seen as a seat of conscience, memory, and moral judgment. In the Book of the Dead, it is written that in the hall of Ma'at, the heart is weighed against the feather of truth, symbolizing not just judgment after death, but the eternal truth that spiritual evolution demands balance, integrity, and alignment with divine law. The Orphic and Eleusinian mysteries. Orphism regarded the heart as the inner temple where the divine fire resides. The Eleusinian mysteries taught that the heart was the vessel of divine knowledge, the transformative knowledge leading to immortality and enlightenment. In those rites, the heart is not merely symbolic. It is the experiential place where the initiate confronts, purifies, and ultimately transcends mortal limitation. This is where we go into higher consciousness. And we go above and we go beyond what is happening in the physical realm. Hinduism and yoga. The heart chakra, Anahata, is a seat of love, compassion, and spiritual balance. Meditation upon the Anahata is transformative. It awakens the student to divine consciousness and the inner harmony that sustains cosmic order. In Buddhism, Buddhist mysticism venerates the heart as the seat of awareness and compassion, karuna. Through the quieting of mental turbulence and the opening of the heart, the practitioner realizes the interconnectedness of all beings and the dissolution of selfish barriers. The heart mind is cultivated through mindfulness, loving kindness, and meditative insight. In Sufi mysticism, the heart or the qalb is the locus of divine illumination. Sufism emphasizes purification, sakiya, and the awakening of the heart to perceive the realities beyond the veil. Here, the heart is seen as a mirror reflecting God's light, capable of transcending worldly attachments and embracing unity with the divine essence. Zoroastrian thought. Zoroastrian mysticism viewed the heart as a moral compass, a luminous organ where truth and righteousness manifest. The righteous heart resonates with Asha, the cosmic principle of order, and guides the human soul toward ethical integrity and spiritual fulfillment. Christian mysticism. The heart is the locus of divine love and spiritual receptivity. Augustine of Hippo, a Christian theologian, called the heart the dwelling place of God within humanity. For the mystics of the Middle Ages, the heart was the arena where grace, compassion, and spiritual insight manifested. The Sacred Heart of Jesus symbolizes the perfect union of human and divine, suggesting that to access the fullness of divine love, one must journey inward into the sanctuary of one's own heart. In Catholicism specifically, the Sacred Heart of Jesus is a symbol of Christ's love for humanity and of mercy. Devotion to the Sacred Heart fosters a close relationship with the divine. Rosicrucian teachings, our own teachings. Meditation upon the heart is central to Rosicrucian practice. It is both the crucible of inner alchemy and the mirror of universal order. In the heart, we discover harmony between the material and the spiritual. We cultivate virtues that awaken latent faculties and illumine the path to self-mastery. The heart is also seen as a sacred chamber where divine light penetrates human consciousnness. And for us, Rosicrucian, the psychic counterpart of the heart we see as a as a psychic center, and that psychic center is a center of love. In the traditional Montanist order, it regards the heart as a sacred center of the self, the dwelling place in our consciousness where we connect with the divine, the place where the inner light illumines truth and virtue. The Montanist tradition, steeped in mystical initiation and spiritual regeneration, regards the heart as a sacred center of the self. It is the meeting place of the divine spark and the aspirant consciousness. Through contemplative exercises, ritual work, and esoteric study, the Montanist adept seeks the opening of the heart, the conscious awakening to higher realities, and the integration of spiritual principles into daily living. When we open our hearts to constructive forces, according to Montanism, we become agents for good in the world, and we can radiate divine light and divine love to others. Alternatively, if we open our hearts to destructive forces, then we bring destructive forces into our world. Again, we have a choice whether we want to be agents of love, agents of peace, agents of compassion, or agents of chaos and distress to the world. Across these diverse traditions, we see a pattern. The heart is the nexus, the connection between the human and the divine, between the temporal, the temporary, and between the eternal. Whether in Egypt, Greece, the Christian West, or the Eastern mystical pathways, the heart is consistently seen as the seat of consciousness, where the self perceives, judges, and connects with higher realities. As a vessel of virtue and love, the heart channels compassion, moral integrity, and divine affection toward others. It is a portal to transformation. Through meditation, contemplation, and ritual, the heart becomes the doorway to spiritual awakening. It is seen as the mirror of the cosmos. It reflects the order, the light, the truth of the universe, linking personal evolution with universal harmony. Dear friends, it is through the heart that mystical insight becomes living reality, that our inner light merges with the eternal, and that humanity glimpses its divine origin. And so, dear friends, dear members, we invite you to continually attune with your precious mystical heart. This attunement is both personal and cosmic, as it will help you navigate the vagaries of life with serenity and with detachment. It will also awaken you to the eternal truth that resides within you and leads you on the path to spiritual regeneration. Truly, the voyage into the sanctuary of our soul is the greatest one that we could ever undertake. It is not a journey outward, it is a journey inward, into the heart, into the rose, where the mysteries of life, love, and the cosmic converge. I will now invite you to attune to your heart center. You might want to close your eyes and turn within into the inner sanctuary where your mystical heart resides, into your consciousness. Place your dominant hand on your heart and take 3 deep breaths, deeply through the nose, exhaling slowly, with the exhalation lasting longer than the inhalation. Let us begin. Breathing deeply is extremely important because it lowers the heart rate and it helps us to relax. At this point, remain with your eyes closed. You might wish now to express your gratitude to your mystical heart for being the link that connects you to the divine, that provides access to the wisdom, the love, and inspiration that comes through it from the divine. And right now, bring to mind something that made you feel unconditional love, joy, or awe. Allow this feeling to bloom in your heart. Allow the feeling to bloom through your whole body, from your head to your toes. And notice how everything in your body feels enlivened and vitalized. Allow this feeling to move from you to every single person in this conference today. See them surrounded and enfolded in divine love, divine joy, divine peace, divine healing. And now, allow these thoughts and these feelings to move further away from you, to move into your homes, into your community, into your country, into the world. See everyone interacting with love and compassion toward each other. Allow these feelings and thoughts of light, love, healing to reach out to Mother Earth, to surround Mother Earth, the fauna and the flora, and all that is contained within. Dear friends, very slowly, let us come out of meditation and come back to physical reality. Feel the chair that is beneath you. You may want to keep your eyes closed for the next 10 seconds. Feeling refreshed, invigorated, and inspired. May the cosmic sanctify this spiritual work that we have just accomplished. So mighty. I thank you so much for being with us this afternoon. This is the end of our presentation. Dear members, dear friends, it's been a pleasure to be with you this evening, and I wish you peace profound.